Are you sure you want to create an individual appointment for all patients? Okay, at this point, I just want to make sure, like, take a second, read my prompt, make sure you're reading the prompts. We're not prompting you for no reason. There's something here. So it's just asking me, did you get everything? Well, I can see, oh, you know what? I had a walk-in that I didn't mention. So this is where I would say no and just cancel out of that process and say, oh, I forgot to add in Richard or Fletch Richard. Okay, so I can go ahead and add him and mark him as showed up. So I just kind of added him as on the fly. He's not added to the group going forward. This is just somebody who walked in for today's session. Okay, if I want to go through and add his note in, I can do that too. Okay, save again. Now we can go through and do this. Great question, Faye, thank you. If you do sign up here at the top before you create the individual notes, it will go ahead and sign all of the individual notes you're creating. That's going to go ahead and lock them if appropriate. So if you've collected all the required signatures here, like for example, if I require a supervisor signature from April and she signs and then we create this note, then it's going to go ahead and lock everything for you. Okay, but sometimes we need to update the individual notes and we don't want to lock it, so we don't want to sign here. So this is where we would go ahead and press the play button. Are you sure you want to do this? I'm going to say yes. Okay, so now the system's going through. It's actually just going through and creating all of the items for me. So this one is missing information that it needs, like the diagnosis assignment. Okay, so I'll go ahead and create that. I'm just going to go ahead and create a blank diagnosis assignment for the sake of time. If anybody has questions on that, let me know, and we'll go ahead and save that. Okay. So we went ahead and saved that record, and we can close out. You'll notice that it stopped after that. So there's two red buttons. Now I can go ahead and press again. I fixed what was wrong. We're going to go ahead and create the individual contacts again. And again, we're just needing to fill in the required information. So the system's kind of walking me through exactly what I need to do as I go through each individual appointment, okay? For the sake of time, I'll go ahead and show you one of the items that has been created so you can see that they're in red here. We're going to press the play button there, and it opens up the contact record that was created. And I can look at the progress note. I didn't sign it, so it's unlocked. So this is where I can go through and fill in additional things. So if I wanted to say, well, I worked on this goal as part of this group and we showed improvement, I can go ahead and record that as well. Okay, and then I could, of course, sign here at the bottom and lock my record. Any questions on creating these individual notes? Okay, one thing I want to point out while we're here is this item is actually marked as do not bill, and that's because of the setting we used when we set up that patient group. Questions on setting up the groups, using the groups, anything we've seen so far? Okay, now this step of creating the individual contacts is really, really important. This is what creates the record in the client's individual treatment history. It also creates the billing record if appropriate. So it's an important step. Please let me know if you do have any questions, or if any questions come up after today, please reach out to support. Okay, at this time, I'm going to take a note to administrators. Okay, I mentioned this progress note format. Okay, and you can create custom group notes. Okay, and you can use the form builder to say, this field is where I should collect that custom group note. Okay, so what I mean to say is on the note, you see how it came in here. Here's the test note for the entire group. And then you have the individual patient note, Andrew did the following. Okay, but if you're making a custom progress note, the system won't know where to put this information. So there's actually a step you need to do when you're building your custom note. So I'm going to walk through that step now. Any questions from the end users before I do? Okay, just a side step for administrators, going over to the form builder. Okay, now's a great time for people to start typing out any system-related questions. If you have questions you want to cover ClinicTracker or Billing Checker, let us know now.